So today I'm going to be talking about the art of listening in the book Sales EQ by Jeb Blount. Jeb starts the chapter off by talking about how people just don't listen very well, and it's because 95% of the time we're thinking about our own selfish thoughts, our own problems, things going on in our life, our own product and service, and not on the customer and their needs. It says that whether it's due to boredom or the inability to remove distractions, it's just so much easier to focus on our own selfish wants and needs rather than the customers. Jeb explains that telling your own story makes you feel important. Listening to others does not. He says that the disruptive emotional need for significance is the primary reason why salespeople talk and do not listen. Jeb goes on to say that there are 4 main principles to effective and engaging sales conversations. The first one is people respond in kind. So whether that means you're smiling at someone or whether you're feeling anxious or confident, whatever emotion you're feeling, people generally respond in kind. The second one is people communicate in stories. Number 3, questions control the conversation flow. The person who's asking the questions is the one who is in control of the conversation. And number 4, listening builds deep emotional connections. So Jeb goes on to give a few main keys to effective listening. He says that influence is not about what you say, but what you hear. Jeb goes on to say that you've developed the habit of being self-absorbed over the course of your entire lifetime, and it's the hardest habit you will ever have to break. He says that to turn everything in your head off, become genuinely interested in another person, give them your undivided attention, and hear them. Learning to really listen requires a fundamental mindset shift. You have to begin with empathy. You have to really consider how someone else feels when they're not being listened to. So the first step to improving your listening is beginning with empathy, putting yourself in the shoes of someone else and really thinking about how it feels when you're saying something and they're not listening to you. Now think about how it would feel when you're doing that to someone else. Number 2 is to focus on what you really want. A higher income, better relationships, a better life, and use that to regulate your disruptive emotions of boredom, attention control, and need for significance. 3 is to practice attention control. It's to make a deliberate effort to remove all distractions, including your own self-centered thoughts and impulse to interrupt, and give the stakeholder your complete attention. Number 4 is to be intentional. Before each meeting, prepare yourself mentally to listen. During the meeting, tell yourself to shut up and listen. Make it a conscious, intentional choice. Be aware of your urge to blurt out your idea when you feel the impulse to make a point, and stop yourself. And after each conversation, evaluate how well you paid attention, acknowledge your shortcomings, and adjust.